It started like a quiet warning, dark clouds gathering over the jungles and hillsides of northern Sumatra in Indonesia and over the southern provinces of Songkhla, Hat Yai in Thailand. The wind whispering through bamboo and palm trees. But no one quite sensed how close the storm was until the rain came. Heavier than ever known before. If you stay with this story, you'll see how ordinary lives were shattered in minutes, how entire villages vanished, and how unfolding human drama, loss, survival, hope, reveals both the power of nature and the fragility of our world. Because this isn't just about weather, it's a story about fate, about choices, about what happens when climate fury meets fragile communities. For days, Sumatra and southern Thailand were lashed by relentless monsoon rains. In Sumatra, especially across North, West Indonesia provinces, rivers swelled beyond their banks. The skies gave no respite, the downpour was relentless, transforming gentle streams into raging torrents. Meanwhile, in Thailand's south, in provinces like Songkhla and cities like Hat Yai, rainfall records shattered. Water levels rose rapidly, inundating homes, roads, hospitals. Laotian times communities that had known predictable seasonal rains now found themselves at the mercy of something far fiercer, nature unbound and unstoppable. In remote villages of Sumatra, places perched along slopes and valleys, families scrambled as mud began creeping. Trees uprooted, rocks dislodged by saturated soil, and once quiet hillsides became deadly. Houses collapsed under the weight of water and earth died in one moment. Laughter and conversation turned into panic, children crying, elders shouting, people scrambling to higher ground as torrents of water and mud charged like beasts. In Thailand, in Hat Yai and surrounding areas, entire neighborhoods were submerged. Hospitals flooded, floors vanished underwater, morgues overflowed. Bodies were being stored in refrigerated trucks as morgues reached capacity. Overwhelmed first responders fought to rescue critical patients by helicopter and boat. Families fled with only what they could carry: children, photos, memories. While houses, livelihoods, and years of work were swallowed by muddy water. Then came the worst: landslides, sudden, monstrous, indiscriminate. On Sumatra's slopes, the saturated earth lost its grip. Entire village clusters were buried under mud 3 to 8 meters deep. Some families vanished in seconds, buried alive beneath soil, trees, and debris. In central Java, not far from these regions, a similar tragedy had already struck just a few weeks earlier. Heavy rains triggered landslides that killed dozens in villages like Sibining and Pananaru. A grim precursor to what would unfold on Sumatra. As night fell, the noise of rushing water was drowned by the earth cracking, walls collapsing. Every crunch and crash a reminder that the ground beneath could no longer hold life. People trapped on rooftops, children screaming, neighbors calling for help, rescue teams racing against time, but roads destroyed, bridges gone, communications down. For many, help would come too late. By the latest count, in just days the disaster left at least 440 people dead in Sumatra, with hundreds still missing and hundreds more injured, entire communities displaced. Thousands of homes destroyed. In southern Thailand, the death toll climbed as well, hundreds dead. Entire provinces flooded, hospitals overwhelmed, cities paralyzed. Across both countries, the human cost is massive. Grieving families, children orphaned, survivors haunted by loss. Infrastructure is gone: roads, bridges, schools, hospitals. Leaving survivors isolated, struggling to find shelter, food, clean water. Relief efforts began. Military and rescue teams mobilized. Aid trickled in. Evacuation centers opened, but many areas remain unreachable, stranded under mud and water. Stories emerged from survivors, of people clutching children as water rose, of neighbors carrying neighbors to safety, of strangers offering what little they had so others might live. This disaster wasn't just random. Experts say it's part of a growing pattern: more intense monsoons, wetter seasons, stronger storms. The landslides and floods that crushed communities are symptoms of a changing climate and fragile infrastructure. In Indonesia, many affected areas are prone to deforestation, slope instability, poor drainage, vulnerabilities made worse when rain comes harder than ever. Thailand's urban and rural areas alike felt it. Old drainage systems overwhelmed, flood management plans failing, hospitals and homes built where flood risk was underestimated. For anyone watching this story, it's a warning, a wake-up call, that climate change isn't distant. It's here, reshaping lives, rewriting our sense of safety, hitting hardest those least prepared. Behind every number is a face, a child who lost a parent, a mother searching for a missing child, a man returning to the ruins of his home, a community torn apart. Even now, as rescue teams dig through mud, volunteers deliver food and water. Some survivors cling to hope that their village will rebuild, that children will laugh again. That life, somehow, can go on, but the scars remain, on land, in memory, in hearts. As waters recede and rescuers clear debris, one question looms heavy when the next storm comes, and already the skies seem angry. Will we be ready? Will we build smarter? Treat nature with respect, protect the vulnerable, or will tragedies like this become the new normal? Because this isn't over. Not yet. And if we don't pay attention, not just with sorrow, but with action, we may wake up one day to a world that's changed again.